What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by. Today, real quick, I wanna talk about last night's NXT pay-per-view, the NXT REvolution, exclusively on the WWE Network. And I just want to do, a quick review about it and talk about it because honestly, it was one of the best WWE shows I've seen. Period. By far the best NXT pay-per-view as of yet. If anyone's kind of been on the fence about whether or not to watch NXT, this will absolutely push you over the fence and get you to watch it. So, one of the main draws going into it was the debut of Kevin Owens, formerly Kevin Steen. Now, to be honest, back in the Ring of Honor days when Kevin Steen was there, I saw some of his matches. I mean, I knew he was good, but I don't know, I didn't really get it. You know what I mean? Like, people just rave about him, and they were all, oh my god, this dude, like, he was good, and just for me, it didn't necessarily click. Not to say that I wasn't expecting much out of him in NXT, but he definitely surprised me. I'll say that. I will say that he definitely surprised me. The opening match with him and CJ Parker, it was what it was. Kevin got a chance to show what he's capable of doing. He got busted open, and, like, I'm a big blood guy. I'm a big fan. Like, it sounds bad, but I'm a big fan of blood in professional wrestling. It doesn't need to be, buckets and just people drenched in blood, but like a little bit here and there I think can add to the drama. But this was unintentional blood, and he got busted open pretty bad, but he showed what he was capable of, and he definitely impressed me. So the match after that was, I think it was the tag match between Lucha Dragons and the Vaudevillains. It was a good match. It was kind of short. I think Kalisto is definitely the standout performer in the Lucha Dragons. I've never been a Sin Cara guy. That is also one of those things that just never clicked with me. But Kalisto is awesome. And the match itself was kind of short, but the Lucha Dragons retained the tag titles. And following that was Baron Corbin versus Ty Dillinger, another Baron Corbin squash match. I enjoy NXT. I watch it fairly often, but I don't watch it religiously. So I'm wondering, is this whole Baron Corbin thing, like, yeah, he comes out, he looks like a badass, he beats people in like 8 seconds, but is that because he's lacking the skills to do more than that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know much about Baron Corbin. Let's go back in the old times to the Ultimate Warrior days. The reason the Ultimate Warrior matches would last, 3-4 minutes tops was because Warrior couldn't really wrestle. He didn't have too much in his skill set. And I'm wondering if that's kind of the same thing we got going on here with Baron Corbin, or maybe he's just really good and they're just trying to make him, this badass that beats people in 10-20 seconds. I guess that's one of those things where time will tell. So I'll reserve too much judgment on Baron Corbin, but he obviously gets the win in like, what, 25 seconds over Ty Dillinger. Following that, however, was probably the point in the show that I was looking forward to just as much as the main event, and that's the Ascension versus Hideo Itami and Finn Balor. Let me put this out there right now. Finn Balor is my dude. That is who I am pushing for to be the next guy. This dude has been on my radar for a while. If you haven't seen too much of his stuff, go look up Prince Devitt, look at some of his entrances, look at some of the creative stuff that he does. Like, I'm a big fan of that. I'm a fan of people kind of opening up the playbook a little bit and going a little deeper into their characters and trying new things and being creative, and that's what this dude is all about. So he finally debuts the body paint that everyone's been waiting for. It looked sick. I kind of could have done without the dreadlock thing, but I'm not gonna bash his whole situation because I was just happy to see them finally use the body paint. Now, what I'm hearing, and I don't know if this is true, and I hope it's not true, but apparently the body paint might be a permanent thing for him going forward. Like, that might be his character from now on. Like, body paint all the time. And honestly, to me, that kind of kills the uniqueness of it. It should be a situation where he wears that in big matches, at big pay-per-views, at big events, that type of stuff. Because when you do it more than that, it takes away from the specialness of it. If people see it all the time, it's not going to be as special. So hopefully they don't go ahead and ruin that before it even gets going. But I was a big fan of this match. It's kind of weird seeing Hideo Itami take sort of a back seat almost to Finn Balor. Finn is definitely the standout star of the tag team. And also, side note, there's no reason these two are a tag team to begin with. There's no reason why Hideo and Finn aren't just killing it in the singles division. But probably my favorite part of the match was the GTS tease from Hideo. If anyone doesn't know, he was the inventor of the GTS. CM Punk got it from Hideo Itami back when he was Kenta. If you missed that, or maybe it kind of passed you by, go back and watch that part. Watch when he puts him up on his shoulders, and the crowd goes crazy. It was such an amazing tease, and as soon as he dropped them, the crowd just started booing. It was such a great reaction and such an awesome tease that they threw in there. I thought that was just incredible. But the match was great, and apparently the Ascension are getting ready to debut on the main roster, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. NXT Women's Championship, Charlotte versus Sasha Banks. Far better than anything you'll see from the Divas division on Raw or SmackDown. I will bet my money on that. There's no reason why some of these women aren't kind of moving up the roster a little quicker. There's really no reason why Paige is the last one to debut, and that was, what, the night after WrestleMania? So that's going back 9 months. I think the Divas division could definitely use a shot in the arm, and one of these two, or really a handful of the women in NXT could fill some spots and really turn that Divas division around, because it's, you know, it's kind of hanging on by a thread, if we're being honest. But great match. They both worked their asses off, and again, better than anything you'll see on WWE TV. And finally, Sami Zayn versus Adrian Neville for the NXT Championship. There aren't too many words that I have to say about this match. This is what professional wrestling is all about. Sami Zayn is on the cusp of becoming just massive. Just absolutely huge. I really hope they use him well going forward. He deserved that win. The match itself was fucking phenomenal. Incredible. Like, you can't say a bad word about the match. These two have amazing chemistry. The match was phenomenal. When it was all said and done, Sami Zayn is the new NXT champion, and that's awesome. He fucking deserves it. He should be the champion. And to top it all off, he's celebrating in the ring. Out comes the entire roster and his good friend Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens go way, 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 way back, so that was a cool moment to see them embrace. He celebrates, whatever, he gets out of the ring, and Kevin Owens lays him out like a fucking badass. And that was the moment when I said, okay, Kevin Owens, now I get it. Now I like it. Now it makes sense. I can see him as just a massive, badass beast who just destroys everybody. So right then and there, it clicked for me, and I said, okay, you know, Kevin Owens was definitely a good pickup. But again, the highlights for me, the main event was absolutely phenomenal. Finn Balor is the motherfucking future, and I really want to see them push him to the moon. The Divas match was crazy. Kevin Owens made a hell of a statement. Just from top to bottom, this pay-per-view was phenomenal. This was better than anything WWE has put on since maybe WrestleMania 30. You know, this to me was on par with WrestleMania. Like, think about that for a second. The show with quote-unquote developmental talent who quote-unquote are not ready for the big time yet can put on a better show than the people on your main roster. You know, at some point, someone's gonna have to wake up and say, you know, holy shit, these kids are killing it. Why the fuck aren't we using them on regular television, and why do we keep feeding our fans the same crap every week? I'm just being honest here. I'm being honest. I'm critical of the WWE product at times because I want it to be great, and I know it can be great. And look at all this fucking amazing talent that they have. I don't want to hear shit about anybody saying, oh, the talent roster's thin. Fuck that. You got some of the most talented professional wrestlers in the world. More than you've ever had. Ever. The talent roster right now is insane. They're just not being used properly. So, Vince wants to talk about brass rings. Well, after last night, he better be handing those bitches out like they're candy, because they all deserve it. So, that's that. NXT REvolution. If you haven't seen it, my God, please go back and watch it if you're a fan of professional wrestling. This is what wrestling is all about. This is what weekly WWE TV should be. This is like the bar just got raised by people who aren't even on the main roster. Think about that. And it was just an incredible pay-per-view, an incredible show, and hats off to everyone who busted their ass to make that happen. So, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to leave a like on this video. Subscribe now for much more. I got more WWE coming at you today, so keep an eye out for that. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.